So hello everyone. I would like to thank you all for coming here today. I'm really happy to be here. I will present the assessment of the impact of fintechs on the Brazilian Financial Inclusion Index. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Elisa. I am from Brazil. I'm studying of business administration at the University of São Paulo, and the co-author of this paper is Daielly Melina. She's a professor at the University of São Paulo. So this is my first presentation in English. So if there is something you don't understand, please just let me know. If possible, I will try to explain it in another way. So without further ado, let's get started. So the financial sector is changing because of the technology. Recently, the traditional bank system in Brazil was challenged with the growth of fintechs. So according to PwC, fintechs are a segment of companies at the intersection of technology and financial services, which adopt a scalable business model intending to achieve customer needs through innovation in products and services. So recently, the opening of digital accounts has grown in Brazil, and many people are opting for these new types of accounts because of the accessibility and the lower costs. So these new types of accounts are replacing the currently ones because, and many people previously unbanked managed to enter the financial system through these new innovative solutions. Thus, the objective of this study is to evaluate the impact of fintechs in the financial inclusion and also to bring some insights to companies in the segment, such as fintechs and the traditional banks, to redefine their positioning, their products, and also their services. So a little bit of context here. So the fintechs are concentrated in the south and southwest regions of Brazil, and the main activities are related to payment options and credit. Regarding banking, access, approximately 30% of the Brazilian population over the age of 15 does not have access to a bank account, and approximately 60% of unbanked adults have access to mobile devices and the internet, according to the Global Findex. What states that the, the, the Central Bank of Brazil is that these new digital initiatives like fintechs are providing right now can create a more democratic access to the financial services, even for people that are right now unbanked. So the first step of the methodology was to define the index, the dimensions, and the variables. The index here chosen was the Financial Inclusion Index for Brazilian regions, proposed by Timóteo Teopler Gonçalves and Silva. The dimension selected was access and use. The access dimension measures the outreach of the financial services, and one example here of indicator could be the number of automated teller machines. The use dimension measures how clients use the financial services, and one example here could be the banking. So the second step was data collection and preparation. And here I put some of the databases I use. And in addition to that, I also use the cell phone possession, data of cell phone possession, geographic data, and also data of population. So the step 3 was data processing. So the data was normalized and we calculated index, and then we created the regression tree model. So here on the left, we have the average results of the index per region. As you can see, the South and Southwest regions have the highest index, and these regions are also the regions with highest bank population according to the Financial Citizenship report provided by the central bank. And on the other hand, the North, Northwest, and the Central West regions have the lowest average of the index, and these regions are also with the lowest percentage of population banked. Here on the right, we have the correlations of the use dimension. As you can see, the banking was the highest, had the highest correlation with the index, followed by the credit level and then the deposit level. So the relationship between the index and the banking was higher because when you have access to a bank account, you have access also to different types of services like credit, investments, and also payment options. So this leads to a greater financial inclusion in the region you reside. So here we have some of the correlations of the access dimension. I put here just the variables of Fintechs. So as you can see, the Fintechs variables have a moderate correlation with the index, and particularly with the South and Southwest regions, we observed that these variables have highest correlation with the index, as we will see in the next chart in the regression tree model. Here on the right, we have a plot with the association of three variables, so the index, the number of Fintechs, and the total investment activity in Fintechs. And as we can observe, we can observe is that the greater the investment in Fintechs and the greater the number of Fintechs, the greater will be the index for the regions. So this is the association we see here. And then we have the regression tree created. So the number of electronic services outputs of financial companies was the variable selected to be the first one to do the other branches. So this in the first level, the regression tree divides the South and Southwest from the North, Northwest, and Middle West in Brazil. And in the second level, as you can see, the regression tree model separate the Northwest from the Middle West and Brazil. And in the right side of the tree, separate the South and Southwest by the years. As I point out, as I said earlier, only the right side selected variables of Fintechs. So here we have number of Fintechs Brazil and number of Fintechs Brazil regionalized by the possession of cell phones. So some of the paper highlights is that we observed that the advance of digital inclusion and the advance of the possession of cell phone and internet can strengthen the transformations in the financial system, and the fintech's flexibility, convenience, and lower costs have attracted banked and non-banked people to use their services and products. And particularly in the South and Southwest regions, the fintechs are really predominant, and that's why the fintechs were selected to the right side of the branch, the right side of the tree. So we observed that the fintechs are good predictors for these regions, but with the advance of fintech services and products to other regions of Brazil, this could also lead to the fintechs be a good predictor on the other regions too. So one limitation of my research was definitely the data. But I believe in the future we will have access to more data about fintechs and investment in fintechs, and that could lead to a greater and better insights about the impact of fintechs and financial inclusion. So as suggestions for future research, we suggest to evaluate the impact of fintechs in a large time series, and also to evaluate the impact of fintechs in new initiatives such as PIGS and Caixatem in the financial inclusion of the population in Brazil. So thank you.